Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing a double vintage unboxing video. Outrageous. That's right, friends, I've been at it again. And this time I have purchased two extremely rare and extremely vintage fragrances. And I thought I would unbox them with you, because what else would I do? So, one of these is a bit of a unicorn, and frankly so is the other one. You will have probably heard of the first one, but I'm not sure you'll have heard of the second one, as it is that rare. It was a massive flop when it came out. I think it was the right fragrance at the wrong time, but we'll get to that when we get to it. First off, we have a backup, and when you find fragrances you love and you collect vintage fragrances like I do, I'm a firm believer that if you really want to look after yourself, you should be backing things like this up, especially when they become available, because they rarely do, and in such good condition as well. And the fragrance I am referring to is Feminité du Bois by Shiseido. This was created under the oversight of Serge Lutton, and it was made by Pierre Bourdon and a young Christopher Sheldrake. This is a revolutionary female fragrance. I don't know if it was never before, but very rarely, at best, had a female fragrance being used to highlight wood. And that's exactly what this does. And it does have that feminine edge to it. It does have that feminine sort of feeling about it. But like a lot of vintage female fragrances, it smells more masculine than most masculine fragrances on the market today. Most fragrances that are targeted towards men today, even if they're not targeted towards men, they're just like, most fragrances like are very bland these days. This isn't. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. This has bags of character. It was released in 1992. One of the last that Serge released before he started his own brand. The bottle itself was designed by Serge Lutton. This fragrance, well, I'll unbox it and then we will start, shall we? So, it comes in this box. Shiseido International. It has all of these ingredients on, which makes you think, I don't rightly know how old this bottle is. It was re-released by Serge Lutton, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. One of, if not the best bottle that I have ever seen. This is absolutely incredible stuff. This is cedar, cinnamon, honey, beeswax, cardamom, peach, sandalwood, but mainly plum. This has got an absolutely exquisite plum note. I absolutely love this stuff. I am extremely happy to have a bottle of this backed up. Oh, it's so thick and dense and rich. It's fresh with that cinnamon and ginger, but it's got like a gooey sort of quality from like the honey and the beeswax and the plum. But then it's got this kind of fresh aspect again with the cedar, which gives it depth and texture. It's an utterly sensational fragrance, and I will be doing a comparison between this and the Serge Lutton re-release, which I believe came in 2011, because I know he bought the license off them. But like I say, all you've got to do is look at this to know. I mean, just look at that bottle. It's incredible. The smell's absolutely brilliant as well. This is my slightly older bottle. As you can see, my slightly older bottle has lost a bit of that sort of covering there. It's a little bit clearer, you know. Everything's the same though. It's even got the same sticker on the bottom. And it's the same fragrance. So very happy to own this. Very happy to have backed it up and it be available to me. Happy days. That is Shiseido's Feminité du Bois. We'll put that over here. And the second fragrance is not a backup, very much not a backup, and it's a fragrance I've been searching for a long time. And the fragrance I am talking about is by Estee Lauder, and it is called Metropolis. This is a bit of a unicorn. It was released in 1987 as a follow-on to the Lauder for Men perfume. This is in the exact same bottle with a slightly different cap. The cap on this is green and silver, whereas Lauder was green and gold. It won one of the Fifi Awards in 1988. It is an absolutely brilliant fragrance. We'll do a first impressions, shall we? It does have a similar DNA to. There's the bottle. I mean, it's exactly the same, isn't it? But there, it's got the silver. Hello. Hello. There's it's got the silver on the top. The ingredients for this on the back are alcohol, purified water, and Metropolis fragrance. It smells like a Metropolis. Apparently, they got Liza Minnelli to do the publicity for it, and the adverts. And it was very bizarre. It was very strange, because this and Lauder for Men were their first forays into men's fragrances, and with the change in the 80s, these smell much more like fragrances from 20 years before that, frankly. Which, in my opinion, is no bad thing, because they are excellently made, but they are this like fresh, quintessentially masculine French kind of, in the style of Eau Sauvage and Pour Monsieur. This is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. I'm going to put a thingy on. Made by Pierre Wagner. Yes. Top note, pineapple. Pineapple. Calm down. Spicy mint. Petit Grain. Orange, mandarin, juniper, lavender, neroli. Mid-notes, clary sage, wormwood, clove, tarragon, cinnamon, geranium, carnation. Base notes, ambergris, cedar, moss, sandalwood, leather, vetiver, patchouli, and musk. All right, big notes to me. The mint, the petit grain, the clary sage, a little bit of like the wormwood, clove sort of thing going on. They're in cahoots, up to no good in there, giving it a little bit of a twist, which works beautifully. And then in the base, you get an absolutely glorious kind of cedary, mossy, like a woody moss sort of base. And then what could only be described as like an absolutely stunning ambergris note, which has been left to fester. I mean, the thing with ambergris is the longer you leave it, the better it gets. And this is like a 35-year-old ambergris. And the fact that it's been used with things like petit grain, lavender, wormwood, mint, pineapple, orange, it gives all of that this kind of life. You know, this kind of sparkle. It smells like a vintage Creed. This'll have inspired a Creed or two. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. Oh, it's fucking gorgeous, this stuff. It really is. I cannot wait to wear this in the spring and the summer. Summer especially. Summer especially. Big mint. Beautiful mint fragrance. Beautiful ambergris base with sandalwood, because that was the Creed thing. That was always the Creed base. It was the sandalwood and the ambergris. If you want to know what the Creed, I don't want to say the Creed ard like Girl-and-ard, but if you want to know the Creed DNA, it was sandalwood and ambergris. That was the base that they used, often in conjunction with like some green notes and stuff. That's what made their fragrances smell as good as they do, and it was the familiar smell you get from all those Creeds. And it is apparent in this fragrance. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd pinched that from this fragrance, because I wouldn't put anything past Olivia Creed, frankly. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. I want this to be a happy video. This has been my unboxing of two sensational vintage fragrances. One for the future, one for now. This is unfortunately only a 50ml bottle. I wish I could get bigger. I don't know if it came in bigger, but if I ever find another one, I'll buy that as well. This is beautiful. I highly recommend you try and find a bottle, but I mean, if you do, let me know. Let me know. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I will see you all again very soon. Bye.